You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. You're never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Are you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Are you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back.
Hold on one sec. No, gotta go this way. There we go, that's better. What is up, guys? What is up? How's everyone doing? Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got a lot. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got a lot to talk about today regarding the Philadelphia 76ers and NBA as a whole. You guys see the title. You guys see that title. Quentin Grimes predicted to sign $67 million contract with the Sixers. We're going to take a deep dive into that. I don't know how I feel yet. That's a crazy amount for someone who only was here for half of the season. So there's that. I saw people in the chat already, so let me just address those. Ryan, what is good? Wesley, what is good? Yes, Spongy, 67 mil. You did see that, right? You did. But there's something else that I got to talk about today. Excuse me. And that is John Wall. Okay. John Wall retired today from the NBA. Announced his retirement. Good career, derailed by injuries, but that happens when you're a professional athlete. To certain players, it sucks, but it is what it is. Good career for John Wall. There's something I gotta bring up. Your guys are gonna flip. Hold on one second. Let me take this off. There we go. Let me start over. Let me start over on that. Yeah, guys. So John Wall retired, announced his retirement today. There's one player left in the 2010 draft class. One player left after John Wall announced his retirement, and that is, you guessed it, John Wall. John Wall announced, or not, oh my God, I messed up. I messed up. Jeez, let me start over again. Shit. But, okay. John Wall announced his retirement today, right? He announced his retirement at 34 years old. His career was down due to injury. Sad but true. It sucks for John Wall, but he did get paid, guys. He did get paid. Now there's one player left. There's one player left, guys, that is still here in the tour. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Oh my God, can't even speak today. There's only one player left in the 2010 draft class after John Wall announced his retirement, and that is, you guys see that correctly, Paul George. Paul George is the only player left remaining in the 2010 draft class after John Wall announced his retirement. Now, Paul George is averaging 16 points per game, 5 boards, 4 assists. Just doing. What is he actually averaging that? I want to make sure I'm right. Yeah, I was right. 16 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, shooting 43% from the field, 35% from the 3, rounded out to 36, 81% from the free throw line. That was his stats last year. Is this going to be Paul George's last? It's not going to be his last year, man. What the hell am I talking about? Paul George got a couple more years left on his contract. He's 35 years old. He's the last player to be in the 2010 draft class. Last player remaining. This is scary. This is scary because Paul George is getting older. We're seeing that within the past year. And now he is the last guy in the 2010 draft class. 35 years old. 35 years old. And he's still playing. If it wasn't for Daryl Morey. What is up, David? How's it going, man? How's it going? Let me, I want to fix this real quick. There we go. So, yeah, guys, Paul George is the last player remaining in the 2010 draft class after John Wall announced his retirement today. John Wall was 34, Paul George is 35. John Wall's career ended due to injuries. Paul George's career is going to pretty much end up in the same exact way. It sucks, but look how many injuries that Paul George had within his career. He had a couple good years, and then now it's after he got the payday, podcast pay, and it just went downhill from there. Paul George has got to retire. He has to retire. 35 years old, you can just see that he doesn't have anything left in the tank. If he can step up this year and be the actual third option that we know that he should be, then I'll take my words back. But Paul George is the last player remaining in the 2010 draft class. Last player. And he's here on the Sixers. God freaking dang, man. God freaking dang. This is just terrible. Just look at this. Daryl Morey, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? He's got a couple more years left on his contract. Hold on a second. Let me I gotta turn this off. Mitch, I had a YouTube recommendation, a old interview with you 9 years ago. You remember? This was you on YouTube then? Was that with Gary 20O? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's the only thing I can think of right now. Yeah, I've been on YouTube a long time, guys. A long, long time. So, yeah, if you want to check out my old vids, they're on the channel still. Yep, that was it. That was it. That was a good one. That was a good one. I was mostly into movies that back then. I was not really into sports like I am now. So, yeah, David, this channel has been going through leaps and bounds. Movie reviews, video game reviews, uh, 2K challenges, and now we're here. So, this video is going through, this channel is going through a lot, man. It's going through a lot. And it's just crazy. I can't believe it actually popped up in your recommendations. That is crazy. That's crazy. I never would have expected that. Never. Alright. Now we gotta take a deep dive into Quentin Grimes, guys. We're gonna take a deep dive into Quentin Grimes and his contract. And as you guys can see here by the title, hold on. Here we Quentin Grimes predicted to sign $67 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. So how many, divide that by 4, right? Divide that by 4. So you got 1 and then 8, 12, 16. So what is that? 14 mil per year? That sounds about right. What is that? 14 mil per year? All right, here we go. NBA restricted free agent has been predicted to sign a $67 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. NBA writer Dan Favelli of Bleacher Report thinks Grimes will sign a 4-year, $67 million deal. Please no, please. This dance between player and team is going off an air of inevitability. Favelli wrote, Grimes and the Sixers will reach a multi-year agreement with some team flexibility that guarantees him a notch above a mid-level exception money. Prediction Grimes will re-sign with the Sixers on a 4-year, $67 million deal and a team option in the final season. I just gotta look this up real quick. Quentin Grimes. How old is Quentin Grimes? Isn't he like 25? Quentin Grimes is 25. So, yeah, guys, Quentin Grimes is 25, and he's predicted to get a 4-year, $67 million deal with a team option in the final year. That's gotta be like, oh my god. I wanted him no less than 13 mil. I'm just gonna grab this real quick here. Yeah, 16.75. So that's actually close to 17 mil per year. That's close to 17 mil per year for 4 years. Just one good half a season. He balls out, and then now he's gonna get a 4-year, $16.75 million contract. 67 mil, 4 years. This has been a difficult offseason for Grimes and fellow restricted free agents Kuminga, Cam Thomas, and Josh Giddey. Those guys that still haven't signed a deal yet because there are no teams with cap space to sign them to offer sheets. Grimes will most likely be back with the Sixers. We just have to wait and see what the contract will be. The 25-year-old Grimes played for the Dallas Mavericks and the Sixers last season, averaged 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 1 steal, and 0.3 blocks in 75 games, while shooting 46.7% from the field and 39% from three and 75% from the free throw line. He can shoot, guys. He can shoot. He's young, athletic. Houston native Grimes has played for the New York Knicks, Detroit Pistons, Mavericks, and Sixers. He enters next season with a career average of 10 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, almost 1 steal, and 0.3 blocks. How many guards do we need? How many guards will we need? And if Grimes does get this offer, does accept this, does get this contract, is he going to start? Is Grimes going to come off the bench? Is Edstrom going to come off the bench? Is McCain going to come off the bench? This young core is so versatile that you can put any one of them in a starting lineup or off the bench and they would succeed. So for me, it's just like we got too many guards, but Grimes is our best scorer right now, second best behind Maxey and get that. The Sixers missed the playoffs last season for the first time since 2017. All-Star Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey only played in 15 games together due to injuries. So they got they got to figure out that if they all can play, this team is the top 5 in the Eastern Conference. If they all can play and healthy, you guys know the song and dance, right? You guys know it. Quentin Grimes is 4 years, 67 mil, 16.75 per year. Just let that sink in. 25 years old, 16.75 mil a year, 67 mil total. Oh my God. I wanted him to get 13 mil per year. I think that's a little too much. I think that's too much. What is up, Blaze? Locking down Grimes is big, but let's be real. He balled out with Maxey. Paul George, and B playing. Hopefully he can still play well with them or without them. Go PH Sixers. If you guys are healthy, this is definitely a playoff team in my opinion. More guards. If you don't want Lowry and Gordon to play much, we need more guards. Duh. Yeah. Just hopefully Nick Nurse doesn't do that. 16 a mil a year is a steal. It's not 16 mil, it's 16.75. It's 16.75. It's not 16 mil. I don't think that's a steal. I wanted him under that. I wanted him 13 mil. I think this is a little too much. I like both McCain and Grimes, Rich. So do I. I'm going to talk about McCain later on in this live stream because there's something I got to say about Jared McCain. But Quentin Grimes, is he going to start or come off the bench? I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. Actually, I got an idea. Hold on. All right, there's a vote on the channel. Make sure you guys go check that out. Grimes starting this season, if he stays, question mark, yes or no? Make sure you guys vote, and that way I can get all of your opinions on that. Let's see, is there any more on this? No. Yep. Uh-huh. Bruce! My guy Bruce is in the chat. Hold on, Bruce. This is for you. I closed the poll before voting. Sorry. All good. You already know how I feel about Jeremy McCain, Mitch. I know. That's a cool sound. I got a lot of them. I need to get more sound effects. What? I never got such a warm welcome as Bruce. Okay. How about this one? How about this one, Dark? How about that one? Yeah. So I want to know how you guys feel about Grimes. If he's actually gonna get that deal, 4 years, 67 mil on 16.75 mil per year. Those are just all right. Okay. Yep. Happy Thursday, Daniel. How's it going? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? So there you go. That's Grimes. 25 years old, about to get 16.75 mil per year. Mitch, I like Grimes, and I feel he would get that much, and maybe we should give him more. I don't think we should give him more. I don't think so. I just want to see him when everyone's on the court. I want to see Quentin Grimes on the court with Embiid, Paul George, Maxey, McCain. That's where I want to see him. He's the fifth option on the team. He's the fifth option. If everyone is healthy, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Quentin Grimes. He's the fifth option. He's the fifth option on this team when everyone's healthy. When everyone's not, he's a top 3. People are like, Luka shouldn't play in you. That's just crazy. That is honestly crazy. I'm telling you guys, like, this hate over Luka thing has got to stop. Mitch, I feel we gave so much to Paul George and Embiid and they are always hurt, so we need them. Yeah, that makes a good point. They're always hurt. Always hurt. It's always about the next man up mentality, right? That's always what it comes down to. Quentin Grimes is that guy. Do I agree with his contract? No, I don't. Mitch, remember I said I was mad when? Yes, I do remember that. I remember that too. I was mad too. Yeah, I remember that too. That's crazy, man. Remember I said we were thinking? You say that every stream. You say that every stream, man. Every stream. And guys, hold on. Do I have this here or do I have to? I think I have to share screen. Yep. I gotta share screen. Oh, I got it. You were right. They tanked accidentally. Mitch, I know I don't have a lot of knowledge compared to a lot of people, but I just know PG was going to be bad contract because Bruce, I agree with you. I agree with you, Bruce. Hold on. And here we go. Here's that. Alright, guys, I gotta show you something really quick. New show is starting by Friday. Starting on Friday. Yeah, he is. He is Dark Lumen. He very is. He's very knowledgeable. Thank you for that. I agree with you, Dark Lumen. I agree with you on that. So, guys, every Friday until basketball season starts, until the preseason, we are going to do a Sixers Lounge Friday night NBA Live. It's kind of like the MK Lounge we did back in the day. And I do bring that up every now and again. But we're just going to hang out every Friday night, 8 o'clock to 10. It's already scheduled on the live stream. You can hit the notification bell. But we're going to be just talking, hang out in NBA, just talking NBA, man. Just NBA, basketball as a whole. Every Friday, starting this Friday. starting this Friday. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think in the chat here. Or if you guys are watching this on replay, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Because honestly, I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this. This means that SmackDown Watch Party is no longer going to be a thing. That is no longer, for right now, it's not going to be on my second channel or my main. It's just going to be every Friday night at 8 o'clock. Sixers Lounge Friday, NBA Night Live. Friday night, NBA Live. So every Friday, it's going to be this until the preseason starts. And then preseason starts, it's going to be, I'm going to be streaming a lot of games, guys. A lot of games this year. Let me know what you guys think. That's every Friday. No team will ever take PT again. Dark Lumen, nobody should have him now. Nobody should have him now. He's the last player remaining in the 2010 draft class. He's the last player remaining in the 2010 draft class, according to the Bleacher Report. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Mitch, that would be awesome to have Sixers Lounge, and I hope we can have a good season. Me too. Me too. I predicted the Sixers to get 35 wins this year. Hopefully they'll prove me wrong, but as of right now, I don't see that. I don't see that. And I think I'm gonna make a schedule for this for my main about my NBA streams and what game, not what games, just what days I'm gonna be streaming NBA games. So expect one most of every day. I can't wait for NBA Red Zone if that ever becomes a thing. If NBA Red Zone ever becomes a thing, I'm so excited for that. Mitch, remember I should say we should treat him this offseason? I don't know why we didn't try, and we could have been taking a bad player. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree with you, Bruce. We should have traded him a while ago. Sixers still have the most pop and TikTok, Jesse Hoover out there this season. Yeah, Jerry McCain, man. Jerry McCain, but dude, did you watch? Do you guys watch his YouTube channel? I wish I could react to it, but I'm afraid of copyright or whatever. So I really want to watch that. I don't know what NBA TV will have for content. This is what they're gonna have. They're gonna have games there. They're gonna have what is that? I forget what it's called. But they're gonna have some kind of thing. Mitch, we need a new GM that could be like Howie, who always does good things and can make a championship team. I agree. Can Howie Roseman become the GM of the Sixers, please? You can react to it. I'm not sure. I got a way that I know that if I get copyrighted or not. There's someone I gotta ask for that. They gotta start doing pregame shows. I think they will. I'm excited for when the games go on Amazon Prime, Peacock. I'm excited for that because I get to stream them. I have Amazon Prime. I have Peacock. So I can't wait for that to happen. That's gonna be fun. Mitch, I feel Howie wouldn't do it, but maybe we could find someone like Howie. I was joking, but Howie, we need someone like him, man. And that person is Bob Myers from the Commanders. I do not have League Pass now. I don't have League Pass. I think my buddy has it. I can ask him if he has it. If one of my friends has it and I could get the login, it's game over. It's game over if I can get that. Like, I'm going to be streaming so many basketball games this year. So many, including NBA preseason. You got to get it though? What? Peacock, Amazon Prime? Which one do you got to get? Both? I'm more excited for Amazon Prime, honestly. So, All right. Wait, halftime is going live tonight? Oh. I found a video we can react to. Found a video we can react to, guys. It's like $90 for the whole season. What? League Pass? League Pass and Peacock. Okay. Mitch, that would be good, but I feel the Commanders will not be so good this season with their quarterback being so skinny. I feel he will get hurt. Yeah, Danny Daniels, I don't think he's going to have a bounce back year like that. Don't you make any money YouTube? No. Mitch, their GM isn't so good. What are you talking about? The Commanders? All right. Here we go. The Commanders have a very good GM for the Command. The Commanders have a good GM in Bob Myers, who was actually the GM for when the Warriors dynasty, you know, the Big Three era. So, what if Wemby was a quarterback? That wouldn't be fair. But let's just get right into this, and I'll finish the stream regarding Jerry McCain. Here we go. Philadelphia 76ers roster breakdown, analyzing every Sixer on the roster.
We got a full Philadelphia 76ers roster breakdown here before the 2025-26 season. That is on tap for today's Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I'm Jake Chipper. Thank you so much for joining us, tuning in to today's show. So, we'll break down every single player on the roster as of this moment after 2025 NBA free agency. But before we get into all of that, I'm trying to set a goal here on today's show, trying to stack days, get better every single week. Our most liked video from last week, August 14th, 210 likes. I want to see if the real ones, if my fellow Sixers fans out there can help us beat that record. Smash that like button. I want to beat that 210 like number here on today's show. So if you're excited for the start of the NBA, the basketball to finally be back here in just a couple months, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and without further ado, let's get right into the roster breakdown. So first, taking a look at what I project to be the starting lineup for the Sixers this season. Yes, I have Quentin Grimes in there. I know he's not technically on the roster right now, but
so this is his projected starting lineup for the Sixers right now. Of course, this means that everyone is healthy. So, yeah, I think that would be it as well. But if they're not healthy, then Edstrom's got to start.
He will be. He'll be on the team. They'll sign him eventually, so I'm going to include him in this projected starting five with Maxey, Paul George, Oubre, and Joel Embiid. So let's break everybody down player by player, and then, of course, we'll get to the reserves and bench players as well. Starting with Joel Embiid, there's just not much that I think needs to be said about Joel that we haven't talked about already. If he's healthy, obviously a dominant player, MVP level player, but can he stay healthy at this point in his career? We really have no idea. You can be as optimistic as you want regarding his injury. And I've generally been an optimistic Embiid fan, someone who has supported him throughout his career, and I still do. But you'd be lying if you said there's no way, to know what's going on with Embiid. It's just impossible to know if he'll be healthy or not. If he is, he'll be great. If he's not, then this team probably not going to be as good as we hope. Let's get to Paul George, because Paul George, it's a similar conversation regarding.
Paul George is now the last remaining player in the 2010 draft class. Let's keep that in mind.
Regarding the injuries, of course, undergoing that knee surgery very recently. He was seen with a knee brace on, entering a nightclub about a week ago. I mean, what are we doing, dude? Unbelievable. So I don't know what the recovery for
Paul George is not a Hall of Famer.
Him is going to be. They're saying they're playing it safe, trying to make sure he's healthy. Even if he is healthy, I have more questions with Paul George regarding his level of play at this point in his career than I do with Joel Embiid. Because, last year, George.
Hit the like button, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button. We only got 9 right now on this live stream. Hit that like. Hit that like button, guys, and share this out if you can. We really, really appreciate that.
Had a good stretch in January where, 8 or so games, he looked a little bit closer to his older self. And yes, he was dealing with injuries from before the start of the season last year. So, I don't think it's completely like he has fallen off
Okay, we know this.
of this team, not just last year, but with what the Sixers seem to deal with every single season. Maxi's kind of been that one constant, man. And even though last year, from an efficiency perspective, wasn't quite what he has been in his career, what he had to deal with and playing with last year, of course, was injured at the end of last year as well, taking on such a high offensive burden, one of the highest offensive burdens in the league with no Paul George, no Joel Embiid, really trying to
He just gets better every single year, guys. Tyrese Maxey just gets better every single year. You just look at that, man. Hard work pays off.
take that next step after he was the most improved player the season before. I think we could be set up for a big Maxi season this year. And I'm talking about making that jump from all-star level player to all NBA level player. And I think he's capable of that. That is the next
He is definitely capable of making an all NBA team. This is the year for him to do that. But it comes down to Nick Nurse here. It comes down to Nick Nurse and it comes down to the rotation. What is Nick Nurse gonna do? How to improve Maxi and stuff like that. So
step for him is show you can be that Jalen Brunson type point guard, that Cade Cunningham type point guard out in the East. Someone who
Honey,
come on, an ad? An ad? Well, there goes that clip. I was gonna clip that, but now I can't. Now I can't. So
that 1A level of player because, to be honest, can Embiid really be that anymore at this point in his career? I think he can, but you can't count on it, right? So hopefully we can see that kind of jump for him. I think that's big for the next steps of his career. I think he can do it. What about you? Will Tyrese Maxey make an all NBA team this season? Meaning he's one of the 15 best players in the league, according to the voters. Give me a simple yes or no down in the comments section. We'll get to Quentin Grimes here. I know I mentioned this earlier. I know he's not technically on the roster as of this recording on Tuesday, August 19th, but I am predicting, and most people are predicting, he'll be back at some point. We don't know what the contract will be, exactly what he'll sign for, but he will be back on the team. And I think that is a great thing. I've seen more and more people say, we don't need Grimes, let him go. He doesn't want to sign all this. Look, do I expect him to be what he was at the end of the year with Philadelphia, putting up nearly 22 a game with elite efficiency? I don't think he'll put up those same numbers, but to me, that just makes me even more confident that when he's playing in.
what is up, Beast? What is up, man? How's it going? Do you think Jaden Daniels is better than Dak Prescott? Yes. Yes.
A slightly smaller role, you at least know, one, he's going to be a really good defender, as he always has been. He's always been a good standstill three-point shooter.
With the Sixers, Grimes averaged 22 points per game, 5 boards for it, 5 assists, 47,
doing more than he's
37.
ever been allowed to do, and he did it while shooting the ball efficiently. A lot of guys at the end of the year put up really good numbers because they're taking a lot of shots and they're not efficient. Grimes was efficient, so I like him in the starting lineup next to Tyrese Maxey with his size and his defensive ability. And then Kelly Oubre, man. Kelly Oubre is such a tough player for me to really analyze and talk about because he does bring some good things, right? We know his energy. He is a fan favorite. He's a perfect fit character-wise in Philadelphia, and he plays hard, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He runs in transition. He's athletic. He does a lot of little things that you like, right? But what's really, really holding Kelly Oubre back from, in my opinion, being a true starting player, and especially the three-point shot, a good three, have some let him into that starting 4 role. Sixers don't have a true 4. But honestly, ideally, I would like to see someone else step up and take this starting spot this season. That's going to start, of course, with Jared McCain, who we only got to see in very, very limited action last season. But in that limited action, he was well on his way to winning Rookie of the Year in a weaker rookie class. But what he was able to do, kind of similar to Quentin Grimes, and the fact that, we didn't know how good he'd be on the ball. We know he was going to be a good shooter. That's what he did at Duke.
I
But
agree,
what he was
Savage.
able
I
to do
agree.
when it was really just kind of him and Maxey, or even
Make
just
sure to
him
hit
out
that
there on
like
the
and share this
floor,
out,
he
man.
was able to get to his spots in the mid-range and attack the basket despite being a limited athlete. Such a smart player who knows how to play the game the right way. And again, when you can shoot the three ball like that in today's NBA from all different angles, all different spots on the floor, you're going to be a good player. Now, hopefully his recovery off that meniscus does go well. By all accounts, it's going well so far, and hopefully he can get back out there on the floor early, and we can see continued strides and improvement from McCain, because he's another guy who you could argue to be in that starting lineup regardless. He should be playing big minutes. Very excited to see year 2 of Jared McCain, as I am to see year 2 of Justin Edwards, of course, a former UDFA top 3 prospect in his high.
I'm so excited to see Justin Edwards play. I am. He's got a 3-year contract, so the team has faith in him. They believe in him, as they should.
high school recruiting class. Sixers pick him up in undrafted free agency. And after a slow start to the year, didn't get a whole lot of playing time, of course, as a UDF shot blocker.
I just had a YouTube short about a Dembona here. Make sure you guys check that out, actually.
Great defending the rim, has to foul less. And he still has a fouling issue. Fouled a ton, even in this year's summer league, and did a lot of that last year, but super athletic. He'll dunk on anybody. He plays with such high energy and high effort. You wouldn't know he's only 6'9", 6'10" at the center spot, because he can jump out of the gym and he fights on the glass. Now, he still has a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he should be the starting center with a little mercy. Particularly for Kyle Lowry, we know what he brings.
Oh my God, I'm not even.
His interview and athleticism. One in Nyberg, very excited, especially for VJ Edgecombe, of course, a 3rd overall.
All right, I'm
Though,
just going to skip the rest here.
Expect to see him really at all this season. All right.
I'm going to skip the rest there. All right, I'm done with that. I want to talk about Jared McCain really quick here, then I'll end this. All right, we got 18 minutes left in the show, and then I'm going to head on out. All right. Jared McCain. Okay, Jared McCain. Have you guys noticed his mindset recently? My God, this guy's going through a lot with that injury. He's gone through a lot, but he's always been positive. He's always been had that great mindset. He believes in manifestation and whatever. So Jared McCain is going to have a big season here. No matter if that's starting or 6-man, he's going to have a big year. A big year with that mindset. And if he could stay healthy, look out. Jared McCain was going to be rookie of the year last year. He was going to be rookie of the year. Then he got injured. Then everything went downhill from there. Jared McCain is going to be the energizer bunny that we need for this roster. And his leadership potential, oh my God. Last year, when everyone was injured, including Maxey and everyone, his leadership was top notch. He was the only guy that was actually trying. Jared McCain would give it all on that court, and he did. He gave it everything he got to be on that court. He works out every day. He has his own routine. He's shooting again. His jump shot looks even better. He's working on his playmaking. It is great to see Jared McCain be like this with that mindset and his workout ethic. He is going to be so fun to watch. I am excited for that. You guys know I've been a huge Jared McCain fan for years, watching him since high school. This year is going to be his year. It's going to be his year, guys. He has my vote this year. What is up, everybody in the chat? Charles, what is up, man? McCain is going to be 6th man, not a starter. I pretty much agree with you there. Jorge, what is up, man? What is up there? Appreciate you stopping by. Hit that like, share this out. If Grimes just resigned, the starters are going to be Maxey, Grimes, Oubre, George Embiid. 6 man is McCain. Let me ask you this. VJ Edgeo, right? He's the 3rd overall pick. Don't you have to start him? Don't you have to start the 3rd overall pick in VJ Edgeo? If not, he comes off the bench. I'm okay with it. I would like to see him start. None of us, man, hit that like. Gonna start a new show, actually. Gonna start a new show on Fridays. I would really like for you guys to be here for a Friday night. It's already scheduled. Sixers Lounge Friday night NBA Live. So we'll be talking all things Sixers, all things NBA. Friday nights at 8 o'clock to 10. And then the preseason will start. More basketball games will be streamed. Sixers games, of course. Out of market games. This show is going to be fun. This show is going to be fun until preseason starts. It's already scheduled. You guys can go check it out. You're fine there in the Philippines. How's the weather there? No, they are not. I'm excited to see them take a little bit of a leap. I don't see them winning the title this year, though. I do not. Is there another video I can react to for Sixers wise? Let's see. No. What? I think I just found something here. I think this one got me for clickbait. People are crazy to think that. Yep. I think I just fell for clickbait. Blockbuster trade, rumors confirmed, trade with Philadelphia 76ers, Golden State Warriors news. I think I just fell for clickbait. So, let's see if I fell for clickbait.
Have you ever stared at a chessboard, watching a grandmaster make a move so audacious,
This is AI.
so utterly bewildering, that you can't help but ask, is this genius or is it madness? For fans of the Golden State Warriors, a recent trade proposal has landed like a thunderclap, forcing us to grapple with a similar mind-bending question. Is the pursuit of another championship so intoxicating, so all-consuming, that a franchise would risk its very future on a gamble of epic, potentially catastrophic proportions? The offseason has been a slow, agonizing crawl for the Golden State Warriors. More than a month has passed since the free agency frenzy began. And yet, the Dubs, champions just a few short years ago,
Yeah, I
find
think I fell for
themselves in an
clickbait.
uncomfortable stasis. The silence from their camp isn't golden. It's a symptom of deeper issues, primarily the ongoing and frankly frustrating negotiations with their promising young star, Jonathan Kuminga. Communication breakdowns, stalled talks. It's a familiar, unwelcome tune that has effectively handcuffed the Warriors, preventing them from making crucial free agent signings and retooling a roster that desperately needs an infusion of fresh talent. While the organization reportedly remains keen on retaining the 22-year-old, the whispers of his desire to seek greener pastures are growing louder, creating an undeniable tension in the Bay Area. Amidst this backdrop of uncertainty and strategic paralysis, a bombshell dropped from the pages of Sports Illustrated. Dave Holcomb, with a stroke of audacious imagination, unveiled a trade idea so intriguing, so controversial, that it has sent shockwaves through the NBA landscape. This isn't just a hypothetical, it's a potential earthquake, a seismic shift that could either propel the Warriors back to the pinnacle of basketball or send them spiraling into a rebuild far more painful than anything they've ever experienced. So let's pull back the curtain on this audacious proposal, a three-team blockbuster that aims to reshape the destinies of 3 franchises. The proposed trade details. Golden State Warriors receive. Joel Embiid, Philadelphia 76ers receive. Jonathan Kuminga, Tracy Jackson Davis, Buddy Hield, 2028 first-round pick, 2030 first-round pick. Take a moment to let that sink in. Joel Embiid, the reigning MVP, the undisputed colossus of the paint, donning a Warriors jersey. On paper, the sheer thought of it is enough to make any basketball fan salivate. When you dissect Golden State's current roster, one glaring, cavernous hole immediately becomes apparent: their big man rotation. While the incomparable Draymond Green has heroically anchored their small ball lineups for years, the team's strategic pivot away from that identity necessitates a more traditional, dominant center. At present, the Dubs' center depth consists of Quentin Post and Tracy Jackson-Davis. Both possess potential, yes, but they are undeniably raw, inexperienced talents. For a team with championship aspirations, relying on such unproven commodities in the crucible of the playoffs is a gamble in itself.
Yeah,
In this
I fell
context,
for
the
clickbait.
allure of Joel Embiid is undeniable, almost intoxicating. When he is healthy, when he is at the peak of his powers, Embiid is not merely one of the best big men in the NBA. He is a force of nature, a singular talent capable of single-handedly carrying an offense. His offensive game is a symphony of versatility, a silky smooth
All right, let me-
mid-range jumper, a devastating post-up game, and an uncanny ability to draw fouls and live at free throw line. Beyond his scoring prowess, his rim protection is solid, his defensive presence intimidating. For a Warriors team that has longed for a true interior anchor, a player, he could be the final talent, certain.
All right, they're just
While
rambling
the
here.
76ers Bull future fertilizes Kane, he's destined to become, unlocking his full potential.
Okay, that was just stupid. That was just stupid. Oh my god. That was just... Guys, learn after me. Take after me. And don't fall for clickbait. I got you, game. I got you. Let's see this. Oh? Huh. I gotta go this way, don't I? Let's see. Yeah, I gotta go through this way. Oh, it's a... That was weird. It took me through face... Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at this one that game just sent in. Real quick here, and then I'm gonna head on out after this vid. I got something to do at 6. Alright. Lakers should be trading for Quentin Grimes at the Stan Lakers YouTube channel.
What's going on, everyone? So, with these restricted free agent situations, you look at, Josh Giddey, Jonathan Kuminga, as well as Quentin Grimes. And I really do think that the Lakers should.
Hold on. I do like the idea of a some 3-guard lineup where either Grimes, VJ at the small forward like Maxey, McCain, and Grimes, or Maxey, Edstrom, and Grimes, Maxey, McCain, Edstrom. Yeah, there's so many options that we could do with the young core, which is insanely to think about. It's insane to think about. Because the Sixers are going 2 directions right now. Old, young. As you can look at the young guys right now with those 3. The young guys are the future right now. So you can go either way.
Potentially at least keep an eye on the Quentin Grimes situation. We'll see what actually happens and develop. But I would love to see the Lakers, and maybe they already have, who knows? But I'd love to see the Lakers kind of throw their hat in the ring, try to see if they can acquire somebody like a Quentin Grimes. I think he's a guy, he's young enough to kind of fit the foundation for now and the future. I talked about maybe giving like a Cam Thomas, kind of the Malik Monk opportunity where you signed Malik Monk on a prove-it deal, right? He ends up coming to Lakers for the spotlight, kind of betting on himself, and ended up paying off and getting the bag that he wants, right? You have Tim Buttons, who talked about how Quentin Grimes just doesn't have the market that he was looking and expecting. He wanted 20 to...
Yeah, he does not have the market. Grimes. He, according to the article we read earlier, Grimes is predicted to get 4 years, $67 million, which is average of 16.75 mil per year. In my opinion, that's a little too much. I would go 13 to 14 mil per year max, but he's definitely not worth that much with like the 2025 mil per year. He is not.
30 million, that kind of range, and he just hasn't gotten those type of offers from teams. But the other thing is he is a restricted free agent, right? And the problem with the restricted free agents is like, okay, if I'm a team like the Lakers at the beginning of the season, right? And or beginning of the offseason, and I want to offer all of the cap space I have to Quentin Grimes, I can't make any moves until that gets resolved. Right. So now I'm missing out on all these opportunities, right? The problem with the restricted free agents is it basically ties up your cap space for, until that gets done and resolved. So if I'm a team that does
The thing with the Sixers is that Grimes wanted 20 to 25 mil per year. They let Yabu go for Quentin Grimes to try to keep him there, which I think is the stupidest move. We still need a power forward, but this thing with Grimes is just crazy.
have cap space to throw, say, 15 million at Quentin Grimes. Do I want to throw the 15 million on Quentin Grimes, or do I want to kind of go and keep the cap flexibility and not have that tied up and then
Keep the cap. Keep the cap space for the Lakers, obviously.
it makes more sense to just kind of, hey, let them resolve, figure it out. And then if he becomes available, if the Sixers and them can't come to a resolution, then I can jump in and maybe come and make a play on the player, right? And one of the things that could be holding up Quentin Grimes is the kind of uncertainties centered around the Philadelphia 76ers, primarily with Joel Embiid as well as Paul George. Joel Embiid, I mean, he looks like he's cooked. His knees are apparently completely shot.
Paul George is the last remaining player in the 2010 draft class. Paul George is the last remaining player in the 2010 draft class after John Wall retired today.
I mean, there was, a former teammate that was like, dude, the guy, I don't even know how he's walking, let alone, playing basketball. And so the report came out, again, Tim Buttons, Grimes is in the same situation as Kuminga and Golden State, Giddey in Chicago, and Thomas in Brooklyn. He's a talented player who should be generating offers, but he's a restricted free agent, and hardly any teams have cap space to pursue him, leaving him in a difficult position to negotiate. Right? There's also uncertainty about Joel Embiid and Paul George health issues. If Grimes accepts the qualifying offer from Philadelphia, rather than paying him long-term 8 figures annual contract, the 76ers could enter the season a few $1 million into the luxury tax, allowing them to potentially dip under if the season goes like it did last season. So basically, they're saying that Quentin Grimes could end up taking the qualifying offer, right? Allows him to kind of finish the year. I think it's like just under 8 million. So he'd finish the year in Philadelphia, but it'd give them the possibility and potential to kind of get off of him, especially if they're going to run the risk of losing him in the offseason, because he could go into unrestricted free agency. So they could look at it as like, hey, maybe we can kind of just salary dump him at some point, get under the tax if, Joel Embiid and Paul George don't get healthy and we end up having a season like we had last year. So could kind of use that as the flexibility. But that's more of the reason, like, if I'm a team like the Lakers, right, why not go and try to work something out to land a Quentin Grimes? Right? Why not go to a team like Philadelphia and be like, hey, maybe you're even doing a salary dump or something like that to just absorb him, especially if you can get him for, say, like 10 million, right? Can you maybe find a team, you give up?
He's not going to go down to 10 mil. There's no way Grimes, who's asking for 20, 25 mil, is going to go down to 10. No.
Like Dalton Connect or something like that, then maybe clear some cap, be like, hey, we'll clear, 5 million off your books and, by absorbing a guy. And then I don't know, you get creative if you have to, whatever you have to do in order to land somebody like Quentin Grimes. I look at Grimes, he's 25 years old and literally just turned 25 in May. So he's young enough to be a foundation piece for now in the future. He's coming off of an excellent season. He is a little bit of a gamble,
right? Because yes, he had an incredible run in Philadelphia. Like overall on the season, he averaged 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists on 47% shooting. But we've seen guys have a really good season or a really good stretch or just be in a really good situation. Because you got to keep in mind, he went like the thing that really skyrocketed his point total and everything was going to Philadelphia, right? And last year in Philadelphia, I mean, they were one of the worst teams in basketball because their entire roster was hurt, right? So he got a lot of minutes. He got a lot of shot attempts. He got a lot of opportunity. And look, it paid off. But you look at like his time in Dallas. He averaged 10.2 points per game, right? On 7.8 attempts. Right? Well, he goes to Philadelphia and he averaged 20, almost 22, like literally 21.9 points per game. So 22 points, but he got 16.4 field goal attempts. So he got more than double the field goal amounts.
Because Luka was there. It's because Luka was there. Luka needed more shots. And now with the Sixers, Embiid was injured, Paul George was injured, Maxey was injured from time to time, Darren McCain got injured. There were more opportunities for Quentin Grimes to go. There were more open shots for Quentin Grimes. They ran through Quentin Grimes. So that is why he got more shots attempts.
So how much of Quentin Grimes was just, the situation as opposed to him being that kind of higher upper echelon guy? But I think, to me, I look at him, he's low risk, high reward, because you're probably not going to have to pay him a ton. 2, if it works out, it gives you Austin Reeves insurance, right? Because he's a guy that, similar in age, is, slightly younger, but similar in age, giving, quality production. And at worst, he's, maybe your sixth man off the bench that's coming in and giving you production for a bench that was one of the worst offensive benches in all of basketball last year, right? Like, I just, again, throw your hat in the ring, right? What do you want to land Quentin Grimes? Maybe he accepts the qualifying offer and gets traded because, he's like, hey, I'll only take the qualifying offer if you trade me to the Lakers, right? Like, and then that way they get something back from them, especially if the reports are true and Philadelphia is essentially looking to sign him just to trade him at some point, right? Like, you might as well, if you can get off of it now, right? Maybe you can do something where, you land a Dalton Connect or something like that. Or maybe you're doing a more, a bigger, more expansive trade, right? Maybe it's Quentin Grimes and can you get.
If all of this ends up in a sign-in trade or sign him just to trade him, whatever, this offseason's been a dud. This offseason's been a dud. If this whole thing, you couldn't come up with an agreement, it only comes to a sign and trade, you're like, then why we lost Yabu for you? We lost Ricky Council for you. We lost some other young pieces to get you. And then now you're like, give me the qualifying offer and trade me. All that for nothing. All that for nothing.
Like a Kelly Oubre or something.
Like, if we can get someone in that trade, maybe we can talk, but
and sending out assets and players and whatever else, right? Because then now you get another, athletic, versatile forward on top of, bringing in a Quentin Grimes and, maybe give up some assets.
Imagine being able to build an app with your.
Sorry, guys, Dad. I'm not done with streaming wrestling. No. It's Monday Night Raw Watch Along, Queens of the Ring, I'm the producer of, and PLEs. I'm not done streaming wrestling. Just SmackDown. Just SmackDown, so Fridays are becoming more open for me. I could stream basketball here. And, if my friends wanted to go out or something, Friday night is available. It's the only way I can free up my schedule by letting go of SmackDown. David, let me ask you this. Do you like the Raw watch along better? Or do you like the SmackDown watch along better? Let me know because I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious about that. My point exactly. My point exactly. SmackDown sucks. SmackDown sucks, and I'm like, yeah. Raw is gonna move up to 6, apparently. Are you trading Grimes? Are you trading Grimes and Uber for Vincent? Maybe. Connect. It would actually be kind of funny if we do land Connect in a semi trade because everyone wanted Darn Connect over Jerry McCain, and then now if we get both, that would actually be kind of funny. So Kleber, we need a better backup center. So then Drummond, get rid of Drummond. Then you have Bona there as the third. Gabe Vincent, I love Gabe Vincent. So maybe I consider it. Maybe for the right price.
The other thing too with Quentin Grimes, like you're not gonna have to give up a first or anything like that, right? Because again, it would be, you're essentially bailing out the Philadelphia 76ers, right? Like, or at least you shouldn't have to give up a first, right? Maybe a second or like a pick swap or something like that, just for kind of, facilitate. Like you see a lot of times, like guys will get signed and traded, and it's like, here's 2 seconds as thank you for working with us to land him, type thing. But you usually don't see something unless it's like a big player. But again, there's a lot of question marks with Quentin Grimes. He balled out last year. I don't want to take anything away from him. When he went to Philadelphia, he got the opportunity and he seized it. Right? But again, how much of it was that it was just the circumstance of him being in Philadelphia. Right? Now, goes to the Lakers, he's not going to be he's not going to take 17 shots a game, right? I'm not expecting him to average 20 points, but can he give you, 14 or 15 off the bench? Can he give you, quality production? Right? Also, the defense, he hasn't been great defensively. Now, he has the athleticism and the defensive upside to be good defensively, right? Like, I think he can be better defensively than Austin Reeves is, right? But he hasn't been great the last year in particular, right? So that's just something you got to keep in mind. But also, when you're on a team like the Lakers, where you're trying to compete and contend and win for a championship, that could go very differently, right? But Quentin Grimes, I mean, if it works out, I mean, he could be your guy that you slot in alongside Luka for the next 8+ years. Or again, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we'll give you the opportunity. You could stay in Philadelphia where it might work out or it might not, or you can come to a team like the Lakers, and even in a 6th-man role, coming off the bench, you're going to get more attention. You're going to get more notoriety, especially if we're winning and you're contributing to that. If we win a championship and you're a huge part of that, you're going to get paid. You think you want to make 20, 30 million now, you're probably looking much closer to 30 million at that point. If you're a huge contributor and you won an NBA championship, now you get that ring bump. Like, so there is that incentive if you're the Lakers and Quentin Grimes to be like, hey, and Luka could hit up Grimes and be like, hey, buddy, like, what do you think? Come to Lakers, team up with me again. Like, it's just, again, I don't, it was a little push from Quentin Grimes, but if I'm Grimes, I'm trying to do that. Because again, if the Lakers can get anything close to what we saw with, I mean, even Dallas, he shot 40% from 3-point range on 4.3 attempts. He's a good 3-point shooter. So,
guys, is it a dud if Grimes asks for a sign, like he signs for a qualifying offer and then he wants to trade out? Doesn't that make this offseason a dud? I think it will. You lost Yabu. If you didn't lose Yabu, then yes, I would take this offseason, but
37.5% on 5.2 attempts. Even in Philadelphia, on 8 attempts, shot 37.3%. It's really good, right? Like, so again, he's a guy that can get buckets. He's a guy that can shoot the basketball. Right? There are questions about his defense, but I think that's something that you can work on and kind of figure out. I think if you're the Lakers, I think you throw your hat in the ring, get Luka, because they can't say anything because that'd be tampering. But nothing against Luka calling Quentin Grimes and being like, hey, dude, why don't you kind of nudge your way to the Lakers? It feels like one of these restricted free agents, I feel like, are all of them just going to take the qualifying offer?
probably.
Maybe. And then you're going to have bunch of, unrestricted free agents that are going to be young, talented, and gifted. But I think either at some point, one, if not multiple of these guys are going to end up getting traded or put on the trade block, or two, teams are going to cave and end up paying them. Right? It's just like who blinks first type of thing. I mean, we still have a lot of time between now and training camp, but don't be shocked if you start hearing some rumors about Quentin Grimes being on the trade block if we start getting close to training camp.
If that happens, this offseason's a dud. If that happens, this offseason's a dud. Can't come up with agreement all the time, and it's just like a qualifying offer, then trade him. Then all this offseason was worth nothing. The best thing you got was Esco. That's literally the best thing that came out of this. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to head on out. Thank you again for this vid. Really appreciate it. That was very well informative. So, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe another Sixers alert tomorrow. Then pick and roll on Thursday. That's my plan. Then on the Sixers. Hold on. Then we got. Oh, I gotta share the screen again. Then on Friday we got our first one of the Sixers Lounge Friday Night NBA Live. Can't wait. It's already scheduled. See you guys over there on Friday. Can't wait for that, man. Make sure you guys hit that like. Hit that. Hold on. Make sure you guys hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Catch you guys later, man. With that being said, what's next for the Sixers? We'll find out. Peace.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move.